right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited for this one here tonight on Sportswire Radio because we have a matinee of shows, and it's let's just say, a strange twist to some things. And I'm going to have a strange new member to the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I'm going to have maybe a strange way to talk about Survive to Thrive 3, tomorrow's CCW show. Get another historic sold-out show. We're going to talk about that. Plus, I got a huge development that's going to maybe certainly have everybody in the CCW wrestling community talking about this one for next week on Sports Bar Radio. Plus, I'm going to talk about a major wrestling star coming to CCW next year, and I'm going to certainly talk about what is going on with Strange Street, and what about, let's say, some guy that's, well, he's definitely jammed a few times here, and he's definitely been dogging Strange a little bit about that, and maybe we'll even talk about what else is going on in the card to Survive to Thrive 3. But, ladies and gentlemen, I've had our guest on here 3 times, and it always seems to be spaced out over those years. The first time I had him on, well, let's just say I had a Latin translator. That was way back in the time machine. That was almost 3 years ago. I had him here at the beginning of the year, just over 9 months ago, and, well, let's just say he might have been at the time the most ruthless underground champion in history and one half of those tag team champions. But now, let's just say he's a hero. Maybe he's the hero we need. He's going to try to convince me of that. Maybe he's the most strange hero we've had, not just in CCW, but maybe in wrestling history. And I'm also going to certainly talk a lot about a company that is the longest tenured wrestling company of anybody around the world in Sportswire Radio's history. That goes back to the days we were Sportnarium. That goes back to the days of just being on Facebook. And here we are worldwide with thousands of subscribers. And this is why I'm always proud to support Colory Community Wrestling, because they are about the community. And our guest now seems to be about the community, but I am going to give him now that introduction because, after all, we're in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that he and CCW most certainly helped build, where all wrestling matters, Sportswire Radio. And I think the intros have gotten way better because he was here almost 3 years ago, and I don't even remember what the intro was like. Maybe I'll play that for fun. Maybe we'll play a clip of that here on Sportswire. Maybe we'll see what kind of mood he's in, and we'll certainly, I think, have a better intro than the one we had just about 9 months ago. But, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for it. He's been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. Let's get this historic show on the road because I want to try to survive, and I want to try to thrive and put a strange twist on this show on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show. A man that is certainly not afraid of no brev. A man that has been multiple times a CCW Tag Team Champion, a Light in the Dark Champion, and maybe the most dominant World Underground Champion in history. He is certainly, for tonight, our hero. And later on tonight, he'll be the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. His name is, simply put, my friend, how are we doing?
Amazing. It's been absolutely incredible recently. And being brought on here, Sportswire Hall of Fame, I am over the moon. How are you?
Ask me in a few minutes after I hopefully can compose myself after that, because I was flipping my arms, I was doing this new thing. I mean, it certainly evolved over time. Because I go back,
Nice.
I interviewed you once upon a time, literally about 3 years ago, almost. It was actually over 2.5 years ago, and I see maybe one or two people in the chat might remembered that, but it was certainly we needed a Latin translator, and the last time you were here was certainly I just didn't want to get on your bad side, but now you're a hero. Now you've certainly, it's almost like the three stages of you. If I think about it, really, over time, over these 3 years, it's almost like you've evolved. You were here about after a 21-month absence, and now you're here after almost a 10-month absence. So at least you're, having shorter, visits here on Sportswire. At least it's getting shorter and shorter.
It is. I seem to be popping up everywhere at the minute. But when the opportunity arises for Sportswire, you can't say no.
Well, we've been having a lot more CCW coverage the last couple of weeks, which has been great. We've obviously had on Hybrid, a man you certainly know very well. We've had the Elite on. We had DJB, now your co-host, obviously, and, DJB, who obviously, I'm sure you were very happy about that. But I'll have an announcement for next week's show for a guest that I think you'll be just as happy about. But I'm going to put you in the Hall of Fame. We're going to put a strange twist on that later on in the show. I'm going to get to Survive to Thrive 3, but I want to talk about something that's really, I'm very excited about for CCW. And it was a major development yesterday that was announced. It was all over social media, especially our CCW Facebook page, which you have to join that group, which is, again, over 5,000 plus members strong. We're very proud of that. And I saw it almost from day one. It's been over 3 years we've been working together. The longest tenured company of any company here. It was from Sportswire Radio, which is CCW. But for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, a platform that CCW most certainly helps build Sportswire Radio. Mr. Strange, talk about the development of a night coming to CCW January 31st, 2025.
It's fantastic. I seen it. Was it yesterday? Where social media just exploded. That night coming to CCW in January. I mean, what more could we ask for as a promotion? To getting somebody of this caliber on one of our shows. I'm quite sure a lot of our young trainees, a lot of our less tenured talent will be getting a little bit of a ear. Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, the Knight family, I know there's one member of the Knight family that everybody knows, but the Knight family does mean so much from our community, especially here in the UK and even for CCW. So to have somebody of his stature, I think it just speaks volumes, because we've seen him obviously in the mainstream. We've seen him here in America. Everybody knows him. We've seen AEW, but just to have somebody here of this stature, I think it solidifies why CCW is the premier wrestling company in all, not just in Colorado, but of all the UK.
I would have to agree. I mean, we're bringing in some major stars. We've had Johnny Storm.
And Blaze loves CCW. He's been here multiple times in CCW. I mean, some big hitters have been here before. Absolutely.
And it's kind of a give back for our fans as well. Like, you come, and honestly, we have the greatest fans in the world.
Absolutely.
Now you get to see this caliber. What more can you ask for?
You know what? I don't know, but you know what? CCW always ceases to amaze me, because CCW always finds ways to outdo itself. I remember when Davey Blaze first came here, and it was like, oh, we got Davey Blaze, and it was like, yeah, we got him. And then he came back here, and he was here on this platform. He raved about how much he liked CCW. Then to get a Knight, I mean, you think about the Knight family and just what they've meant to wrestling in the UK. Yes, everyone's going to think of one particular person in Saraya, but the whole family has done so much in the UK wrestling scene, and they've meant so much to so many people. And I think that this speaks so much about CCW and what CCW has done, going on 5 years strong for CCW. So anybody that tells you anything about CCW or anything else, you tell them hit the road, Jack. Don't come back, because CCW is the company that's still standing. CCW is about the community, and CCW will continue to be forever. And I think Zach Knight being here is going to permanently solidify that CCW is the dominant force in all of UK wrestling. Yeah, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Yours truly, the Reverend Tom Bryce.
Love it. Love it. And I honestly believe as well that Mr. Knight will enjoy being in CCW. Everybody that's came, like you said, Davey Blaze, Johnny Storm, they've all said how welcoming it's been and how much of a family-orientated promotion we are. And I can't wait for Mr. Knight to get a feel of that too.
1000%. And obviously, this is a major deal. And congratulations to everybody here in CCW. And we're really excited about that. You know, speaking of things that I'm also excited about, you know, we've been plugging this for a while. We've had CCW coverage again. CCW recently surpassed 500 subscribers, a major milestone. We want to congratulate everybody here in the locker room. I see a bunch of people here, and if you're here for the first time, do me a favor. Go hit the sub button for CCW. It's CCW UK Northeast. That's here, the link. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. The Future Division Trainee Show, which we played a couple times here on Sportswire Radio, generated, get this, ladies and gentlemen, 700 plus views. So go out there, do me a favor right now. Go out, hit the sub button for CCW, CCW UK Northeast. Let's get some more subscribers. I want CCW to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, I'm here. You got me to 1,300 plus. CCW, I want them to hit 500 more subscribers to get to 1,000 plus. And since, you know, CCW accomplished this milestone, since I know you've been here multiple times, you know, I think this time, since, you know, you are trying to be a hero, you know, I don't know if I could have did this the last time you were here. I most certainly don't think the first time you were here I could have wound up doing this, but I'm going to do it here right now for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that CCW helped build. Congratulations, CCW, because we are giving you this when we're off the air. Congratulations on reaching 500 subscribers on the Colory Championship Wrestling YouTube channel. That's my John Hancock. That's the date. That's our logo. And I wanted to celebrate this milestone. And congratulations, CCW.
Well, on behalf of CCW, I'd like to thank you for this. But this goes down to not only the fans or the roster, it's people like James Barris, who goes above and beyond.
You saying that, of all people, you saying that. I know we're, you know, having a little fun out of character for a minute, but that's, boy, I think that's the first time I've ever heard you utter his words.
He's a bit of a fill in the blanks.
He's a bobblehead. I know you were going to say it. You're a bobblehead. Bobblehead Barris. I know you're going to go there. I know it.
But again, it's the likes of DJB who really get this set up on YouTube. Our premiere shows during the week. And it's bringing in people to watch.
It's brought you into a different light. It's brought you into a strange light. I mean, like I said, I'm old enough to remember when, again, you were in Latin. I mean, I had you here, and I'll probably put the show up for fun, at some point during the show. We'll all have a laugh. But I'm old enough to remember when it was, you needed a Latin translator.
My English is getting a little bit better.
I can see, well, that's good because those who like me, who I think I took Latin very briefly. It took me after butchering the Latin language to figure out how to learn English. Being from Brooklyn, so it's about time.
2024. Who would have guessed?
2024 certainly gives us a lot of strange vibes, but congratulations to CCW. And if you are here, do me a favor. Go hit the sub button for CCW. I see a lot of people here. I see people here stateside. I see people like James Taylor. I see people like Anthony Arias. I'm going to get to your comments in a minute. But go out there and hit that sub button for me for CCW. They have been the longest tenured wrestling company here on this platform. They were here when we were still dealing with COVID, 2021. That's how long they've been here. Do me a favor, go out there, go hit a sub for them. They're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. They're halfway there. Lord knows how much it took me to get there. So go out there and support them. And one more time, it is CCW. They got something for it, and I have no doubt we'll have a lot more CCW coverage. I'm going to announce that here in a little while, so we'll get into that shortly. But, I want to talk to you, good sir, about a couple things here coming up, because we have a huge show tomorrow. And there was a lot of things you said a couple weeks ago on your own show with DJB. And I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to put that poster up here in a second, because we got Survive to Thrive 3. And you almost certainly, I have no doubt, are going to try to survive. And you're going to certainly try to thrive. And I see that your tag team partner is here. But you got your own match coming up here with a man that, when I think about CCW's history, we've had a long history with this platform here with you guys. And I think the feud that stands out probably the most, that's the longest tenured feud, I would think, is you and Jam Dog. And certainly Mr. Jam Dog, he's kind of skeptical on some of the things about you and this dramatic turn in your career and such. And we're going to get maybe a little dose of what's to come coming up here. But I most certainly have the poster, so I want to put that up here for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage here, most certainly where Sportswire Radio is all wrestling matters. Because of CCW, I am now going to show you that poster and remind you of it. And for the audience, I'm going to remind you of it and tell you about it. And for everybody here listening, and what's your thoughts on what's to come here? And especially, I want to pencil in on one individual that you've had such a history with over these past about year or so, and Mr. Jam Dog. Ba la 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 la. You're going to certainly put a strange twist on what's to come tomorrow. Elimination match, Survive to Thrive 3.
Certainly. Well, there's people in this match that I've got no qualms with whatsoever. I thought Shax was a bit of a prat, but after watching him on the Elite Show, he's a funny breath.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
For 5 minutes, he might be all right. But after that, we're going to smash his face in. Then you've got Zilfrina and Sam Taylor, two bright young stars. If you watch...
Oh, I spoke a lot about her, and I'm going to get to her again in a little while. Definitely, if you believe in gods, in the wrestling gods, definitely Zilfrina took something away, which I'm sure Mr. Wall Street was delighted about.
He certainly was. But if you watched our Halloween show, Autism is Awesome, me, Sam Taylor, Zilfrina and Young Spawn came out to the rescue for Johnny Flashback. And they were the guys I chose in the locker room because I've got that much respect for them. Jakob, on the other hand, again, another young star who I've got no qualms with. Then we'll get the Hybrid. Hybrid is paid off, the biggest brave of them all. I've had my run-ins with Mr. Walker, and now he's a brave, so I don't have to worry about him. But Hybrid, seeing stuff like the Elite win our battles, unlike your father, that is disgusting. And he's going to get taught a lesson come tomorrow night. I ain't standing in the way of that, brave. I'm not.
No.
My focus is on Jam. See, over the years, me and Jam has had this little thing where I had the ACW Outer Hebrides Championship, a place where Jam Dog is from, and we had a respectable match. That was January of 22. Since then, we've had numerous battles. And he tried to come for my Underground Heavyweight Championship. And he was successful.
We spoke about that here. Listen, I spoke about that with him here. And we spoke about the fact that he had never been a world champion in his career, his 20-year career. We spoke about it. His career was on the line. I mean, that was very intense. We had him here, I want to say, right after you, pretty much.
It was a very intense match. Jam took me to limits I've never been before. And he was successful, and I congratulated him. And then he decides to take me to Carnage for a death match. The only man in the history of Strange or Dagon, whichever you want to call me, to make me physically bleed. And after that match, he said, "You would have seen the footage. You could entertain. You could be the hero." And he's also said he's proud of what I've become. So I thought me and Jam were fine. Then I went against Johnny Flashback for the Underground Heavyweight Championship, a title that I would love to hold again.
We spoke about it. Listen, I think still to this day, you might have been the most dominant underground champion we've ever had in CCW. I mean, I think that certainly speaks for itself, for sure.
That's it. And having that title, especially when you're homegrown in a promotion and you're at the top of the mountain, every match you give your best. Every match you want to give them fans exactly what they're paid for. And I enjoy that. I thrive with that. And I nearly had the job done. And Jam Dog caused a distraction because he was scared that I was going to get red-faced. But he's triggered something that night. I've realised I'm one title away from being a CCW Grand Slam champion.
Spoke about that last week with DJB, absolutely.
And unfortunately for Jam, not only has he really got me annoyed, but he holds something that I really, really desire. So, this match here, I'm focused clearly on Jam. The other guys, I'll let them do their thing. But Jam wants to see I'm taking the limelight from the young stars. CCW is not all about Strange. I'm not trying to make it that way. I just want to teach him a lesson for what he's done to me.
Let me ask you, though, this question, in the fact that you have such a personal feud with Jam, and we spoke a lot about that when you were here the first time, and Jam was here a couple of times during and after that. So how do you stay focused on winning this match and yet not get so personal to the fact it'll be at the detriment to yourself and Walker?
I think the playing card I hold in my hand for this match is the fact of who I've got in my corner. Me and Wall Street, we've got such a history. And I know what his target is from this match. And he knows mine. But we've got each other's backs to anything. So when things, or if things, go south, we're 100% going to be backing each other up. And we're the only legit tag team in this match. We've been tag team champions.
Yep.
I don't want to go into how we lost it because that was...
We already did it here. We spoke about this off the air. We certainly got into that. The Elite were here. Hybrid was here. I'm not going to regurgitate history there. But it seems to me that you both have, let's just say, common personal themes. Both have to be able to at least put enough of that to the side to be able to focus on winning this match here coming up tomorrow, because for whatever your future is, and we know that your future, you'd like it to be with Jam Dog, you don't want to come out here and lose this match.
Definitely not. Me and Walker's fired up. I mean, I've never seen Walker like this for a long, long time. I've been about fun and entertainment for a while now. And I think I'm getting there. I think people starting to realise that this is me. It's not a phase. This is who I am. But tomorrow night, Strange Street, we need to win. It's a must. We walk away from there not victorious. Where does that put us?
That's a good point. I mean, listen, that's a good point. and I'm going to put something else back up here, and I want to get into that in a second. But doesn't Jam have a point though, in that he spoke of that he's skeptical of you in this hero role? He even talked about that you're not the hero in the family. He spoke about the fact that he thinks it's all an act. And I mean, what do you make of those comments? He said it to you directly. He said it on your show to you. How does that make you feel going into tomorrow?
I think Jam's playing mind tricks. He knows for a fine fact that when I come through those curtains, all the children in the audience, the parents, they're up, they're dancing, they're getting autographs, pictures. They know who their hero is. And Jam is trying to twist that. He's trying to get in here. It ain't going to work. I'm the master of manipulation. I can get in your head. And I'm not trying that with Jam. But I don't get his little game that he's playing. He was the one that told me to be like this. So I don't get it.
Well, he hated everything. Well, to be fair, he hated. I remember when he was here earlier in the year, he hated everything you stood for. So he's going to remember also what you did to him in the past. You did a lot to him. I mean, you made his life a living hell, really. I mean, you know, and there was a lot that went there, and maybe he just doesn't trust you. I mean, that's what he pretty much made clear. He made that clear on your show 2 weeks ago. That's what he said.
No. You see, that period of time, it was all a misunderstanding from me. So I was trying to teach Spawn that Persona was going to be the one that ends Spawn. Spawn wouldn't listen.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, but go ahead.
And I forgive him because he's a young lad, his best friend. I changed a little. But I went round and everyone that was telling Spawn not to listen and trying to take him away from me, I laid out. And Jam, unfortunately, was one of them. Because Jam backstage is a mentor to the young talent. He is.
He's a 20-year veteran. He's the locker room leader. You know, we spoke about this last year when he was here. We spoke about this when he was facing you for the title, when he won the title. I mean, he is a guy that people look at because of the success that he has had in the places that he has been and the friends that he has. He spoke about friends here like Nikki Cross, and he even spoke about that time he punched some guy, Tommy Dreamer. I mean, so this is a guy that if I'm in that locker room, yeah, you better believe it. I'm going to most certainly listen to what Jam has to say. When, you know, you were on top, you weren't always the locker room leader. I mean, now you're a hero, and it seems like, you know, I'm going with it. But Jam, you know, he's been in this game, and he's definitely going to have his points in that locker room.
You're right. I even took advice from Jam. I looked up to Jam as a mentor. You would never believe it between the feuds. However, he tried to give my son advice on how to treat his father. And I don't stand for that. He told Spawn to go and do his own thing, to stick by Persona. Because Jam
he said he's the hero of the family.
Exactly. He wanted to be the hero. And unfortunately, that led Jam in a dark alley getting sparked with some brass knuckles. I mean, it happens. And he's never lived that down.
Do you live down some of the actions when you were on top?
I'm not impressed by some of the things that I once did. But to be fair, most of them things was between me and Spawn. And
true,
Spawn
that's true. And that's a good point. That is a good point. That's a good point. But you've learned from them, at the very least. You've learned from them, and you are talking about being a hero. You want to be a role model now. You know, it's funny. we were talking about this the last couple of days on Sportswire Radio. We had two different wrestlers on, and both of them gave different and varying reasons why they want to be role models. And you seem like now you're trying to take that mantle. You want to be the role model in CCW. Now, in Jam might have been 7 months ago that role model. He might have been that hero, but he's not that hero. He's not that role model anymore. You seem to be that hero and role model. So let me ask you then, like, why do you want to be a hero and why do you want to be a role model?
See, mine's probably very different to what other people will explain why they want to be a role model. You know yourself, CCW is being through the mill by this and that one online. Over the many years. It's been disgusting, some of the things that's come out.
Well, we have the same mutual, problems in the wrestling world. We do gravitate to that.
And what I'm about to say, I say that the Future Division. Yeah. And it still stands. If you listen to this or you're watching this and you think it's about you, it probably is, and I don't care. So, we get told CCW, they don't train. We get told that their shows are terrible. However, I've been here since 3 years ago.
Yep.
I'm on top of the world, Brev. Then I look at the likes of Spawn, Lilith, Sylphrina. You've got Jakob, Jack Hart, Ethan. We've got loads of young up-and-coming talent.
All the time in the chat. I'm doing shows with different wrestlers. Ethan's always asking. He says, how are you? When are you doing CTW? I'm going to get there. And, you definitely have helped mold some of these members of the roster. And we're starting to see them certainly, go into fruition to be the future. And that's why we had the future show. But no, I agree with you on a lot of that. I agree.
And then even like the Lost Boy Corby, and you see them, they put on a show by themselves. Yes, me and Flashback, me and Eventers, but the full show was our trainees. How could our trainees do a full show and it was packed and the fans loved it if they didn't train? So I want to be the guy that these people look at and go, he's CCW. This is who we're being talking about. So that I can, quite frankly, do this. I know we're not out of short. But these guys are really busting their backsides off. Absolutely. They're trying their hardest. Absolutely. You've seen the online content. It takes a lot out of you, dear. And I want to stand by them and see.
So you're doing this for the community. You are doing this for the community. You are doing this because you believe that you need to be that guy to show the next generation of CCW stars that are going to be one day at the top and the next generation afterwards, that this is how we do it. And Jam is not that guy, and Jam's not the one that's going to lead CCW and to lead these next generation of stars. Then that's what you're telling me right now.
That's the feeling that I'm getting. I feel like Jam once led stars like me, led stars like Dustin Hart and Ronnie Thatcher into battle every show.
Who? Yeah, who?
Well, maybe not that one, but
yeah, Dustin, we can say
he
original name,
the original now, but he led us into battle. And
yeah.
I've learned from Jam that that's so important within the wrestling business, and that's what I want to be. And I've got that sort of commitment with the younger stars. Now I want to see them grow, and I'll always be there for them. But Jam seems to think I'm taking the spotlight.
Does he not have a point though, when that he feels that maybe your time has come already, and that those names you mentioned, Jakub, or even Kobe you mentioned, and Sofrina most certainly, and even names like Sam Taylor and certainly Spawn and Persona, that they should just be there and you should just move along, and that maybe that's what he feels. Does he not have a point?
I believe that them stars will be what you see them in a couple of years' time. They'll be
Sure.
main eventing CCW.
Yes.
At the moment, I've got unfinished business. And that unfinished
Mm.
business is my brother's hardcore championship.
But while I was going to get to that, thank you for segueing into that because, we spoke about this last week with DJB, your co-host on your own show, which we'll put the YouTube link up here in a few minutes for again. But being a Grand Slam champion, especially for a company with CCW, we spoke tonight at the top of the show about Zach Knight and just the magnitude of that. And CCW year after year, it's sold out show after sold out show and sold out show after sold out show. CCW truly is the place that everybody wants to be. So to be a Grand Slam winner in anywhere, it's one thing, but to be a Grand Slam winner here in CCW, that is certainly a major feat. It's no small feat, as a matter of fact, but the only way right now, Mr. Strange, that you can find your way to being a CCW Grand Slam winner is to take that Carnage Hardcore Championship away from Jam Dog himself. And that's the only way you can be a Grand Slam winner right now. And it's going to be no small feat.
No, this is true, and I'm quite happy that Jam Dog does have the Carnage Hardcore Championship because if the board is watching like the say they do, and me and Jam get put together, when I win, I was going to say if, but when I do, I can honestly stand there and say I've beat some of the top stars I've ever faced. Jam Dog is a man mountain. He's got so many years in the business. He gave me one of the most ruthless matches I've ever been in.
Oh, listen, the wars you went through with him, I mean, we spoke about him here. I mean, there is no question that those wars are going to go down in the annals of CCW history as just they're going to be some of the most memorable matches that this company's ever had.
100%. I mean, I don't want to be like the Elite. I know we're not segueing into them or we're leaving history in the past, but I don't want to cash in a lantern when somebody's already down. I want a challenge. And I think the biggest challenge I'll get at the moment is Jam Dog.
What would it mean to you then to be a Grand Slam winner in CCW? What would that mean to you?
It will mean everything. CCW is my life at the moment. And it always will be. Wake up, CCW. I'm on lives. We're going out helping the community. We've got a show pretty much every other week.
Yep.
Everywhere we go, we're wrestling Alba. And people know us as the CCW guys. We're wrestling other promotions. And it's there, the CCW guys. And to be a Grand Slam champion with the talent that we've got on this roster would be the biggest prize I would ever dream of winning.
No question about all of that. And before I do get into the chat, I'd like to be able to give a plug to CCW's Instagram page because I do see some wrestlers here that might be here stateside and they just are hearing about CCW now here and they're on Instagram. So do me a favor. Go out there and go follow CCW. The Instagram page is just kind of reopened up. The old Instagram page, I mean, that goes back to like years ago, really wasn't active, but this one is very active. And we've got some big shows coming up. We've obviously got our elimination match we spoke quite a bit about. That's obviously going to take place here when Mr. Strange and Walker of Wall Street are going to be in action against the aforementioned Jam Dog and Yakub. We're also going to get Persona and Spawn. I'm going to talk about that after we get through the chat. We see that here in top tier. Yeah, top tier. And there we got just a bunch of great stuff. And again, I'm not going to ask you about the tag title match. I saw what happened with Xander Zulu and the Elite last week, I think it was, on their stream. But there's so many great shows here, so many great matches to look forward to. Johnny Flash, but again, the battle of John. It's always a battle of Johnnies, it seems to be.
It always is, isn't it?
I mean, how many more Johnnies can we are we going to find more Johnnies to add? I mean, certainly we're not getting Johnny come latelys at least, but we've also got some other stuff coming up here. But definitely please go out there and support. We've got a Christmas party coming up here. That's next. sold out show here for our friends. This is CCW's Instagram page. Do me a favor, CCW_UK. Go out there, give them a follow. They're at 97 followers. Let's get them to 100 by the end of the evening. So we'll take this off the air. I'm going to go like this, and it's time to now bring in the chat because the chat is here. They want to talk to you. Zilla would like to say hi to Strange, hi to you as well. Thank you.
Hi, Zilla.
I want to give a big shout out to my buddy here, my very good buddy, Mr. Abraham Storm, all the way from North Carolina. Why is Abraham Storm so important here? Because Abraham Storm, he did something very nice for me. I'm going to put it up here right on the screen for the audience. I don't know if Abraham's still watching this, but I hope he does because Abraham did this nice logo there for me. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? Abraham Storm,
Wow.
not only does he do a heck of a job in the ring, he does it out there for the great state of North Carolina. But he gave me a nice little logo there. Sportswire Radio, put a microphone there. Lord knows I should probably have that microphone instead of this one because my USB cable is probably going to go out once again. And he designed this nice logo. So thank you, Abraham, for this very, very holiday-like gift you gave me. And he's going to be on Sportswire here in a couple of weeks. I want to thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do. And what a nice little logo there. And just Abraham Storm, what a beautiful logo. And give him a follow on Instagram. He's Abraham Horn 2201. He's got his own page. Just he's living his life. He loves wrestling. I mean, he's here all my streams. Every stream he's on. He's always asking questions, and he's here. And congratulations. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the very nice logo. And you are definitely thunderous there. So congratulations and your hard work. And we appreciate that, Referee Lee. I think he's here because a couple of times he was mentioned on these most recent Sportswire shows. So how you doing, Lee? Good to see you. Lee's been here in the past. Yep, hello to Abraham. Hello there. Your co-host, who is he still? By the way, is your co-host still under the weather? I caught him a little bit on the show with the Elite. I know we don't speak too much about them, but he was a little under the weather there. Is he feeling a little better today? I hope.
I think he had a bit of a funny day yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday,
and I was talking to him today. He was congratulating us about the Hall of Fame thing, and yeah, he seems fine today.
Good, because that we'll make sure maybe he'll do some ring announcing for us tomorrow.
He's been drinking Iron Brew, sorting them out.
Well, that's a good idea to drink. Hello there, to Ref Lee. Hello there. Let's go to hellos. Your tag team partner is here. Well, I haven't seen him in a while on Sportswire. I'm sure I will get him on before the end of the year. Mr. Walker of Wall Street. Mr. Walker of Wall Street was the tallest man in CCW still, right? Not counting like Bat Pigeon. Not counting Bat Pigeon. Get it? Not counting Bat Pigeon.
Bat Pigeon.
Yeah, I think we got the joke there. I thought it was a good introduction. I gotta say hello to Brian. Give a big shout out to Brian because Brev. Yep. How you doing? Yep. I'm gonna put that certificate up in a little while, and I'm gonna wait to what I want to announce for Sylphrina. But Sylphrina is here, and Sylphrina obviously is making waves. And I'll come back to Sylphrina. There's a couple things I want to get to, but we'll do that. He's now a good Brev of mine who would have known. Also, I think he's saying he doesn't want me to mention that name. So, okay, I'll give you a pass. Hello there. How you doing? Good to see you. Want to say hello to my very good friend, Mr. Anthony Arias. Anthony is from the state of Florida, but he was telling me that he might be coming my way, maybe. So I was saying hello to him. So how we doing? We're doing great. Having a big turnout tonight here in the afternoon here in the East Coast, but nobody's working anyway right now. Congratulations. Yes, I'm going to get to that in a little while. The Razor Rage Anthony Arias. Hello. Yes. And I think Walker was talking about Zach Knight. Yes, Zach Knight. I mean, what just a huge accomplishment. Congratulations to everybody there, and cannot wait to see that. Yes, and I love and appreciate Saraya. Yep, and we appreciate the whole Knight family, Ricky Knight, and just everybody there in the family. What they've done for the wrestling community definitely is unbelievable. We're okay now because Mr. OK is here.
Okay.
Zach Knight is going to be another high caliber athlete at CCW. Yeah, pretty well said.
100% Brev.
Could not agree more on that. Hello there. Hello to Mr. OK. Yep. 1,000 is the next milestone. Thank you to everyone. Let's smash the next goal. And we got to 500. We'll have that certificate off to the company when we're off the air. So we'll definitely do that. Yes. Hello to Brian. Hello to our people here. Thank you. Yes. Walker's here. And I seen how much that hurt him saying that. Yep. I think that was earlier in the show. At some point, I don't remember when. James Taylor, my guest yesterday, still wearing a shirt because it was like we got off the air at like I don't know, 12 o'clock my time. So that was like not that long ago. So I just kept the same shirt. But tonight when I'm on my time, I'll have a different shirt on. Sorry to disappoint you, James, but he can give me a pass, the ROBW. He's got 90,000 followers almost on TikTok, by the way. He's pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got a lot of followers. Maybe he could give some to CCW. I don't know if he could do that.
That's the one.
If not, if that would be nice, but if not, that's okay too. Just stay with us on the chat. I think he is, so he says hello. I think that he gave an emoji. Which can you explain the emoji? I don't know what it looks like, but
Looks like someone called.
Yeah, well, my friend Hillbilly Tilly is here. How you doing, Hillbilly Tilly? Good to see you. The general manager of our friends in Alabama, the AW. I haven't seen the hall here in a little while. I appreciate that, but I got a good one, which might segue into something. Do you believe in the wrestling gods? I asked that name, which shall name nameless. It starts with an H, that question. And then I asked DJB that question. He phrased it in a different way about fate. So I ask you, Mr. Strange, and do you believe in the wrestling gods?
110%.
Wow, okay.
The wrestling gods are real.
Yeah.
You never know who could be there pulling the strings. But all I know is they're very proud of Silfrena.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're very proud of her, and a lot of people are. And obviously, she is the 24/7 OK champion. And I think if it's okay to announce with you that this Thursday night, 8 o'clock British Standard Time, 3 p.m. my time in New York, in prime time, the brightest lights on the biggest stage, we're going to be live with the 24/7 OK champion, the Silfrena, the luchador herself, is going to be here live, and she's going to talk about this. She's going to talk about what's going to take place tomorrow. She's most certainly, I'm sure, going to bring up that guy that starts with an H and everybody else, and that's going to be one for the ages, I'm sure.
That should be a brilliant show.
I have no doubt about it, and that's why we'll have her here and talk a lot about that. So I'm sure that some people will tune into that one. Definitely. Jam lost the fans. Now he's trying to be some sort of vigilante. But what's wrong with being a vigilante, though? What's wrong with being a vigilante?
The wrong thing about a vigilante is when you go after the hero. Vigilantes don't go after the hero.
John Wick was a vigilante. He seemed like he did the right things. I mean, there's plenty of stories. Plenty of stories of vigilante. Rambo was a vigilante. I mean,
but if John Wick went after Superman, we'd all follow Superman, right?
Well, we would probably, yeah, probably. I probably actually agree
That's
with you.
right.
All right, Batman was a vigilante.
Yeah, I was always a Robin fan. Robin was so
I see. Clever way to get out of that one. It was very clever, very clever. I'll give you that one. You know what? You were planned for me to ask you that. Jam's nothing but a bully. Nothing but a bully. And he did talk about your offspring, and he did try to pit you, with that. So I understand. I'm going to get to that next. I want to get to that. I'm going to get to that.
You know what Jam's doing? Jam's baiting. He's baiting all the time. So I snap and I go back at him, and then it looks like I'm the bad guy. That's what's happening here. Mentioning my son all the time, knowing that I'll bite. And then he takes a little screenshot, puts some funny music behind it, and says I'm a hypocrite. Mouth zip from now on, Brev.
Okay. All right. You know what? Touche. I'm going to certainly get to some more comments. Speaking of people that were here not too long ago, certainly you are obviously, I'm sure, don't want me to talk about him, so I won't.
Rico Justice doesn't walk on them.
It's R.I. to the C.O.
I just call him a prat. But he doesn't walk on the sewage things because he'll fall down them. Have you seen him?
I had him here a couple of weeks ago. I know you were doing other things. I know you were not watching that show. That I would certainly imagine you were not watching. But I know that for sure that you definitely were doing different things. But the R.I. to the C.O. is here with the A.L.P.H. to the D.O.G. They were here on Sportswire.
Oh, yeah, I did watch. But it wasn't for them. I just always like tuning into Sportswire.
I appreciate that very much, and I'm well aware of that you do, even though you've only been here sporadically. But let's get to more comments because the people do want to talk to you. The thing about spotlights is that there's never just one. I don't understand why Jam is being the way he is. It's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. Not a not a wrong point. Not wrong.
That's a very good point, because the spotlight's in the light and the dark division, in the tag team division, the heavyweight division, the hardcore division. Yeah, I try and get in one, and I'm taking everybody's spotlight. Someone seems a bit deluded to me.
And I do want to wish a happy belated birthday to Lilac. Happy belated birthday.
Lilith. Yeah, she made us get a cake and everything. Oh, Scotland. Such
you
a diva.
certainly celebrated in a hero-like way, right?
Well, her brother beat us for that British Championship. What a way to celebrate.
Yeah. Shout out to the CCW team on Instagram. Yes, that's definitely, we love our friends on Instagram. We do that. Now, that's a nice logo. Yes, Abraham did. That's my buddy Ox McCoy is here. Good old Ox, obviously my buddy who also made one of my other logos. He's bound in blood. He certainly reigns in blood, sends his messages in blood, and he'd be a guy that Jam should have a chat with. So once you get through with Jam, you could certainly just pass him off to this guy here. He's definitely, a guy that, Jam could certainly play along with maybe. Breb's hair is looking like horns. That's not true.
I try to hide me horns.
Is it pointy? Is it that pointy? I guess. But thank you for tuning in and hit the sub button for everybody here. By the way, I know I got a bunch of people here right now, so let me go and plug this in because I see some new people coming in here right now. I gotta go hit the sub button for me for CCW. CCW just hit 500 subs. So if you're here for the first time, CCW Caps Lock UK Northeast Futures Division show, 700 plus views. Just go out there, do me a favor, hit the sub button for CCW. Just do it. Whatever you do, just go out there and hit the sub button there. So, hello there to Ox. Hello to Reek, to the R, to the CO. And speaking of people that I'm sure you might have remembered, the one and only Tribal Cheese, who's in the house, and he wanted to say Strange Street is in the house, and it ain't easy being cheesy, and I hear through the grapevine that Cheesy's coming back to Sportswire in December, and maybe that should be a way to ask, or if you think that Cheesy should find his way back into CCW now that you've been certainly a strange man, more or less these days, more hero-like.
He's been gone too long. He needs to come back and party with the Brevs. He can be Cheese Brev.
Jeez.
Chat of the table.
Well, he is the chat of the table, and he's pretty much the chat of the table on YouTube and TikTok and, pretty much all these other places. He's a major influencer, and he's such an influencer that I'm actually going to put up his YouTube page because he's here with us. I was speaking with him a couple days ago, and we were talking about a couple different things. He's actually close now to 3,300 subscribers. So go out there. Give him a sub. He met Michael Douglas not too long ago. He met Cody Rhodes, John Cena, a bunch of other people. So do me a favor. Go out there. Give him a sub. Just do it. And also, let me get to some more comments. Great interview and an awesome person to ask questions to. Strange is the man. He is certainly the man. He is the man. And by the way, stay tuned in a little while because we're going to put him into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame alongside the likes of the Tribal Cheese. Just stay tuned for that. Hang on tight. Hello there. Want to say hello to one of my buddies, Mr. Darkron himself, a man that is certainly no stranger to this platform. And let me give him a nice little plug because my friend Darkron right now, he's closing in on 1,000 subscribers. And Darkron is like 49 or 50 subscribers away. And if you're here right now, do me a favor. Just give him a sub. He's almost there. He's at Dark Cryptic Wrestling. He's 50 subscribers away from 1,000. So we just got CTW past 500. Do me a favor. If you're here right now, all you have to do is hit a sub button on his page. Dark Cryptic Wrestling, K with 2 Ks. Cryptic Wrestling. Just do it. Trust me, he's a good man, loves wrestling, and he definitely would certainly be happy about that. But the one person here who may not like Mr. Kron, but he's an evil angel, Judas. You're a hero, and he's an evil angel. I'm sure you guys could clash one day in a worldwide match. But in the meantime, he's very happy to be here, and he said he won't stay around too long. They have a long history. Won't get into it, but I think we're pretty good with the chat. Okay, so we're good with the chat. Hello to the Evil Angel, our double champion. He's the ALW and the Blizzard champion. But I got all the pageantries out before I have some fun with you and put you in the Hall of Fame. I do have to talk about Spawn and Persona, the other match I really want to get your opinions on, sir, for tomorrow. And I'm going to put that poster up here very shortly. And while I'm also at it, if you are here, CCW_UK on Instagram, go out there. Please follow CCW because they're almost at 100 followers right now. So do me a favor before I go back to it. That's their Instagram. Just go out there and support them. They're the longest tenured company on Sportswire Radio in our history. For over 3 years, they've been with us, and I would really appreciate it on behalf of the company. All I need is 3 more followers for them. So I see a bunch of people here. Just give them a follow. So I got that out of the way. But now I want to ask you, sir, about this particular thing. And, it's kind of been something that you've also been, I guess, intertwined with over these past several months. What's your opinions on this here, sir?
Well, the whole Spawn and Persona thing, I may have had a bit of an influence on from a very young age.
Yeah.
So, Persona, we did look after him when he was younger. And him and Spawn grew up really close friends. And they had to part ways because Persona always had this evilness about him. And we want to keep Spawn in the best possible way we could get him. They then end up tagging. The paths collided again. They found each other again. And they become the Lilac Legion.
And this was the thing also at the beginning of the year as well.
Yeah, what a tag team. The Lilac Legion. 7 months tag team champions in CCW. They were unstoppable.
For sure.
And I tried to warn Spawn. I forewarned him that Persona is evil.
I think you even said that here on this platform. I think we spoke about that here months ago. I'm pretty sure about it.
I tried to get rid of Persona because Spawn weren't listening, and I was the bad guy for it. Persona came back and kicked Spawn in the face. Hate to say I told everybody so, but I did. Now, Spawn has a long history with the Light and the Dark Championship.
Yes, he does.
A title that I won as my first championship.
I remember that very well.
And the reason why my family is so linked with that championship is our grandmother. When we used to go and visit, she was in an old people's home. And she would say, it's darkness in here. Until yous come and yous bring the light. Meaning me and Spawn. So that was our thing. The light and the dark. We had to win it for her. Now this match, if the former Lilac Legion win, Persona keeps his Light and the Dark Championship, and Spawn gets a title shot on December 14th.
Which is right around the corner. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we're going to do this dance again with another big CCW show, for sure.
If they lose, Persona gets stripped of the Light and the Dark Championship. Because of his actions as of late, this is a punishment. But because Spawn retaliated, if they lose, Spawn cannot challenge for the Light and the Dark Championship for a full year. There's a lot on the line here. And I feel really sorry.
Talk about heavy. That's very heavy there.
It is. And I feel very sorry for Nerds and Cody. I mean, I know they tried the underhanded tactics by jumping Spawn and they've been a bit of a mouthpiece on the page. However, they're in harm's way because these two boys are utter carnage. They will go in there with one goal and one goal only, and that will be the win.
But these two have such a rather star-crossed history, to put it that way. I mean, can they be able to coexist tomorrow night in the Western Sports Bar? Can they coexist?
I've spoken great depths with Spawn, and Spawn is willing to coexist with Persona for one night. But I know the boys getting to that point in life where little things Persona's doing is triggering. It's getting to him. And he wants to retaliate. He wants to be the next generation star. And he thinks no one can stop him. But Persona's trying to. So if Persona tries anything funny, I can see Spawn leveling Persona as well.
But obviously, they still have to win the match because of what you just spoke about, that stipulation. So,
and that would cost them big time.
So
because as much as we joke on about Top Tier and Bobblehead, if one of these two boys turn on each other, it becomes a 3-on-1, and you ain't getting out of that.
No,
the winner.
No, I agree with you on that. I think that's an interesting point. So really, it's not even at that point. It's not even a tag team match.
It's not. My head is telling me that Top Tier is going to take the victory because I don't think Spawn and Persona can be around each other for that long. But in my heart, I think they've got this. I can feel it. That Spawn won't let it slip. I just can't get past the fact that there's a lot of things that go wrong here. I'm praying. I am praying.
Well, this is why you did believe in the wrestling gods. To be honest, that was when I asked you that 20 minutes ago, you did say that you believe in the wrestling gods. So if you believe in the wrestling gods, then maybe the wrestling gods will smile a bit and maybe help Persona and Spawn coexist long enough that they could defeat Top Tier tomorrow.
Exactly. Because if you had the Atlantic Legion 6-7 months ago, or however long ago it was, on their top form, Top Tier wouldn't stand a chance. However, right now, I think they're the favourites in this match.
And that would be a big win for them as well, because obviously
be
huge win for them. And obviously, Alfie certainly had, an interesting year, to put it that way. And, for him to be able to get a win and obviously that does a lot for them. And obviously just, the voice of the colory, I got to ask you on that, adding these stipulations, what do you think it was the right decision?
To be fair, the voice of the colory could have been a lot more harsh. Persona came into my house, drugged me, locked Lilith in the bedroom, and give Spawn a beating. Then Spawn went and retaliated and tried to throw Persona off a bridge. It could have been a lot worse. There could have been suspensions. There could have been the title being stripped.
Well, yes, and that's why I asked that question. But is there any way that you think that they can coexist enough just because of the stipulation in place of the Light and the Dark Championship, where even though we know just how much these two really can't exist, but just because of the championship that's could be lost without even the match with the title on the line, that maybe they can find a way to put aside their differences for this match, and then whatever happens, it'll certainly happen. Let's say on the 14th as an example.
I know Spawn will. He will try his very best. But Persona said something in the interview that they had last week. He said he's only bothered that title will not go over Spawn's shoulder. That's all he's bothered about. Now, if they lose, Spawn can't challenge for that for a full year. So has he got something up his sleeve as Persona? But we all know how much of an ego Persona has. He will not want to get beat off Top Tier and get stripped of that championship.
No. Nobody wants to lose their championship that way. Nobody wants to go out there and...
It's a win-win for Persona. Either way, it's a win-win. Because Spawn doesn't get what he wants, and clearly Persona will think, if we can win this match and I get Spawn, he's beaten twice already.
It's a fair point. I mean, we're going to certainly find out here coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're going to find out here. And if you want to follow CCW, please go out there and follow CCW. Got some other great matches here I want to plug for a minute. Obviously, the world title match, Johnny versus Johnny. Johnny Flashback, a man that Strange just wrestled, and it's Johnny with an N without the H. He's wrestling Johnny Sharp, who I don't think I know much about Johnny Sharp.
You need to get Flashback on here.
Yeah, I should get him on here. A lot of people, listen, we got Sofrina on here Thursday. That's going to be very eagerly anticipated. Also, Bad Pigeon, definitely. Bad Pigeon's always a treat. We got another Johnny Sterling against Pinky the Pirate. Definitely not to be confused with Pinky in the Brain, the old cartoon show that they used to play when I was growing up. Just some other great matches. I know you don't want me to mention it, but I do have to mention Mr. A to the D-O, double G, and R-I to the C-O against Xander Zulu and Bjorn. You know, I just, that's to me a match that a lot of people are obviously certainly looking forward to a title change, but we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you know, Kobe's going to be in the house, the Lost Boy's going to have plenty to say, and it's going to be another sold-out crowd here. And if you want to find out more information on CCW, this is the page, CCW_UK. I really can't stress enough, you have to go out there and follow CCW. But, you know, before I close the show, and I have to obviously now put you into the Hall of Fame. I did it in a strange way, in a strange twist of things. Wanted to put you in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, but almost go back in time. Go back and go way back into the time machine, because you remember this? You remember when this took place?
Wow.
This was almost 3 years ago. This was almost 3 years ago. There you are, and it was a whole different way. We're not going to put that guy's comment up on the screen, but, you know, there we go, and, you know, just...
Because you're a fraud. I saw it. I saw what was coming. I saw the ego. James, you're a different person when the camera was on you. You're a completely different person when the camera was off. I saw what you were like. I saw the real James Barris.
I'm surprised he didn't swear on this podcast. He was a nightmare.
I didn't want to live like that anymore.
To Rob Bagwell. Oh, we're gonna not go there. Sorry about that. I believe tomorrow. But the recruits. But you know, obviously, just the whole. Yeah, we're gonna go. The point was to be in the ring. Yeah, you see it. We don't want to put those comments to those individuals. But you know, way back in the time machine, that, you know, just alone for that. Yeah, just alone for that, I should have most certainly put you into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. That is most certainly for sure. But why can't I put you up in the big screen? I can't do that. Well, you know, we'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, there we go.
There we are.
Technology has its way to work. But you know, you've certainly evolved over time. We've certainly seen 3 stages of you, and there's no question that you definitely have earned your way into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. You have definitely shown time and time again in the ring, and certainly from your appearances. Your appearances are always memorable. You don't always come on as often as others, but when you do come on, it is most certainly rather memorable. And it wouldn't be a Hall of Fame without you, and especially all that CCW has accomplished. And just putting that on the screen should put you in the Hall of Fame. But, you know, people have asked me about that from time to time. Well, how did you do that episode? And I was like, well, you know, just things happen. And that's why, in a strange way, we wanted to officially congratulate you and put you into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame as the 94th member. Yes, 94. And there are a couple of do-overs I'd like to have, but it wouldn't be a Hall of Fame without a strange way to induct Mr. Strange himself, and he has certainly accomplished a lot throughout the years in CCW. He's definitely been an integral part to the success of CCW, as I like to put it, Colory Community Wrestling, and he's even doing a great job as a host of his own show. You've got Stranged, and you know, you just everything you've done in the CCW community, and just everything CCW related over these years. I mean, I think, you know, I couldn't have a Hall of Fame without you. Everything you've done for CCW, and just we want to thank you, and obviously the community of Colory Community Wrestling, as I like to call them, and just you have really been somebody that has been an integral part to the success of CCW, and certainly of late now, where you've become a hero. I mean, now you've become a strange hero, you might want to say. A strange hero has entered into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Maybe, just maybe, that this is you on the cusp of maybe becoming a Grand Slam winner. Maybe I have to bring you back on if you become a Grand Slam winner a lot sooner, because you've been doing better, at least. You know, you came on the first time, then you came on 21 months after the first appearance, which was way back in around April or May of 22. And then you came here in February. Now you're here in November. So we're about 9 months in. So maybe you'll shorten your returns to Sportswire. Maybe you'll do that. And congratulations. I'll certainly send this to you when we're off the air. But let me take this off the screen, and let's go back to a couple of closing thoughts here. So let me give you the opportunity to say, do you have any final thoughts for your opponents coming up here? A bunch of them, or just one if you want to really zero in. You might want to say on one particular opponent coming up here tomorrow night at the Wesley Sports Bar, Survive to Thrive 3 team elimination match.
Well, tomorrow night, it's a huge match. There's 4 teams, one being Strange Street. I've said it numerous times. I don't want to get in the ring with the young stars, because I don't want them being caught in the crossfire. Whoever made this match, putting me, Walker, Hybrid, and Jam in, needs shooting, because them young stars should be nowhere near this. However, I've got to respect them as wrestlers. So if you get caught in the crossfire, I apologise now. But Jam, Hybrid, me and Walker, we're all about fun. We're like heroes, just we don't wear the underpants on top of our trousers. We're all about the fun. Conga, we'll make people laugh, and we enjoy ourselves. But as soon as we get in that ring, you're going to see the old, strange, or should I say Dagon.
Oh!
Walker,
No, you brought that name up.
We have got a very vintage attitude about us at the moment. And you've brought that out. Just remember that.
Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think that we have been stranged here. We have been strange because I just heard that Mr. Strange could bring out maybe a little bit of the old Dagon here. And we'll have to find out here at Survive to Thrive 3 tomorrow night. But, you know, before we go, there's a man that is here, and he heard his name mentioned, and he has arrived, and he's no stranger to this platform, and he made the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame before you did. And that's the current Carnage Hardcore Champion. Talking about the Crossfire Strange. What a egotistical S-bag. Some strong words there, the Vigilante. Strong words toward you there. He's still not convinced, and he's never going to be convinced, and that's what he sees in you.
He's not. I mean, I'm trying to be the good guy here. Just giving them a bit of a warning. Because unlike Jam, I don't want them to get hurt.
No.
Because when we get in that ring, Jam, you know for a fact, things get very real.
And why would you want? Wrong, it's too strange. One Jam Dog, right?
That is true. Unless you count Carnage. But in Colliery, it's 2-1. Because Jam did whoop us in a death match. But, anyways, this is what he does. He twists my words and makes me sound like the bad guy. I'm just trying to look out for our future. Nothing more, Jam.
No, nothing more. Well, he says I don't know what the I dot is for, but maybe he'll give me another comment, and I'll read it off before we sign off here for the show. But he certainly. There we go. Here was what he got to say. Evil laugh. You think that's what I want? Please keep telling yourself that. Clown calls you a clown and gave you an evil laugh there. He doesn't.
John,
you don't seem to know him.
Why is John calling me a clown when he was the one that said, "Go out and entertain the fans. Go out and be the hero that they need"? Because what he said was, Strange, I'm proud of you. And now I'm a clown. Makes no sense.
Because
I'm
he
trying
said
to do
it,
what's
that he
right.
feels that you're not, it's not real. He feels that you said it yourself here. It was the back and forth you guys had on your own show. And that's what it comes down to. And he just doesn't believe you. He
I
may
think
never believe you.
what Jam needs to realize is, yes, Red-Faced Demon caused terror. The Lilac Demon was a hero. But I've got my demons under control. I can bring them out whenever I like. I can keep them hidden for however long you want.
Well, we're going to certainly find out. I can tell you that much here. And one more time, Cutlery Championship Wrestling's latest show is tomorrow. It is Survive to Thrive 3. And it is at the Wesley Sports Bar. And tickets, if there's any left, which I hardly think there's any left. It's another sold out as usual show. 10 pounds family, 30 pounds. Just unbelievable here. And I do want to also make the announcement here one more time to congratulate CCW on a couple things here. First of all, CCW is now going to have some guy named Zach Knight on January 31st, 2025. Just what an awesome accomplishment. I cannot wait to talk about that in January. Just an awesome feat. Congratulations to CCW, and just an amazing thing to think about his family's name, what he's accomplished in our circuit. Just amazing. And also CCW 500 subscribers. Congratulations. I want to say hello to my buddy Comatose here. Comatose, who I know from our friends in the great state of Oregon, have a show coming up, which I'm going to be checking out in a little while in BTW. They have their season finale shows. Night 1 is today. Night 2 is tomorrow. He is competing in night 2. I want to say hello to him. I know he messaged me on Instagram, but I'm here right now, and I do want to give him a follow. And please support Comatose, a good friend to our show. Also, fellow Hall of Famer, but also here, let me put this out there for Mr. Jam Dog. I was proud until you made it all about you. CCW is all about the wrestlers and fans. See you and your ego tomorrow.
You can smell the jealousy from here, can't you?
I don't know.
I've never once made it about me. Never once. It's not my fault that the fans just want to be strange.
They cheer you. They definitely cheer you. They get behind you, but Jam is not convinced. Jam feels that, again, that it's not sincere. And that's what he feels. I mean, and you guys are going to see each other tomorrow. And, it's going to be, I'm sure, an eventful show.
I shall be waiting for the apology once he realizes I might not accept it.
I know Jam well enough to know that I don't think he's apologizing to you tomorrow, just to let you know. In a strange
no, not
way.
tomorrow. Not tomorrow. He won't want to apologize after what I'm going to do.
I don't know. I, with all due respect, I'm going along. I'm with you. You've obviously, DJB seems to be, on your side, and the fans seem to be on your side. But I just think, to remind you or let you know that I don't think that Jam is going to apologize tomorrow or ever. But you never know. Maybe you guys will see each other tomorrow, and maybe you'll exchange pleasantries. I don't know.
No, I might be a good guy, but I don't put him out of the world, Tom. So he's not going to apologize.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll certainly find out. We will certainly have more CCW coverage again Thursday. Sulfrina is here, 8 o'clock British Standard Time. Excited about that. The 24/7 OK champion. So hopefully it'll be okay with you, everybody here, to tune in. And again, tomorrow's show, definitely a must tune into and must watch. But let's get to closing thoughts. You're a busy man, I know. And I want to now pass the baton off to you, give you some closing thoughts. I want to put up CCW's YouTube channel. And definitely, everybody out there, go hit a sub for CCW. They just passed 500 subs. CCW UK Northeast. But Mr. One and Only Strange, it has certainly been a strange journey that we've had these past 3 years. And the first time we played some of the footage, you had a Roman Latin translator, and now you're strange and a hero. And I'm not going to pull up the Enrique Iglesias I Could Be a Hero song, but I'll leave that to the chat. for copyright reasons, I can't, but I'm sure Anna Kournikova will certainly get that serenaded when she's at home with him. But until then, I will pass the baton to you, and you can have some closing thoughts, good sir.
I've got a few closing thoughts. I just want to highlight again what I said at the Future Division, and there was a specific part I want to highlight. For all them people that said that our talent doesn't train, go and watch the Future Division show. And when you see them in years to come, in places like AEW, WWE, right at the top, and you're still that old, melted, middle-aged man who never made it, and you're buying your ticket to go and watch them, they don't want your support. They don't need it.
We don't want them either. We don't want
never
support.
No. But other than that, tomorrow night is going to be one hell of a night. One hell of a night. We're going to see a Batman with a pigeon on his head fighting against two clowns. Can't wait. We're going to see people like Sylph Rinner. We're going to see people like Kobe come and tell the fans exactly what's going on, because it has been a bit mystical. Main event, we've got Johnny Flashback, who has the potential to overcome my Underground Heavyweight Championship run. He is on fire. Come and support him. We'll have the All Atlantic Legion reforming in a match that could make history in December. And then you've got your Brevs. The strangest Brev of them all and the biggest Brev of them all. Going into that match with one vision and one vision only. And that's to win. Then after this, Jam Dog, Hybrid, we're coming for you.
Ooh, that name, I heard that name again. Hybrid, the Pitbull, and I heard Jam Dog. Something tells me that that's where this is all going to transition after tomorrow night's historic Survive to Thrive 3, where the strangest street of them all is going to be a part of that team elimination match. And one more time, I will get to a few more comments. Comatose said he loves everything about this guy already. The whole getup is absolutely peak, from one certainly memorable character on Sportswire to another. And he says, hello, we love Comatose. Hope he's doing well. And she still appreciates you. And Jam Dog, not so much. You might want to not give him a thumbs up because he didn't appreciate you there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was one for the ages. And one more time, Strange is the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And CCW is on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, they're on it. And I can't wait to Survive to Thrive 3. And I can't wait to see Sylphrina here live in primetime Thursday night. And congratulations, rather strange way to have celebrated you in the Hall of Fame, and Zach Knight as well. And good luck tomorrow. We'll see if all of this plays out. And I'm also watching Sport and Persona. That's another thing I'm certainly keeping an eye on. So a lot to look forward to. And thank you and congratulations for all that you've done for us here. And thank you for CCW, everything they've done for us over these past 3+ years. And I'll be looking forward to watching the fall of this after tomorrow. And hopefully you'll be here a lot sooner than your usual appearances.
Next time I'm on, I promise you, it's when I become Grand Slam champion. And I don't expect that to be too far away. Because they've got to give me Jam at some point. Got to.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, I don't know about that. I know Jam has certainly got a different jam to that. But we'll most certainly find out. And that was the story of Strange. He is definitely not afraid of no brevs. He is the man that certainly is on a crash collision course to be a CCW Grand Slam champion. That'll have to wait a different time. He will be in action in that team elimination match tomorrow alongside his tag team partner, Walker of Wall Street. Please support CCW. Congratulations to everybody hitting 500+ subscribers on the YouTube channel, DJB, and the rest of the social media team. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. I'll be here 10 o'clock Eastern time later on with the Street Stompers. The Street Stompers, Richie Blanco and Rob Blades. That'll be here later on. But until then, Please support CCW. Check us out. If you want to hit the sub button for us, we're at Sportswire Radio 6579. I'll see everybody in a little while, and enjoy. And CC Dub, CC Dub, CC Dub, CC Dub, CC Dub for life, everybody. And screw the haters. Forget about all of them. CCW is here to stay. It's Coloring Community Wrestling, and the best is yet to come. Just ask Zach Knight and just ask everybody in that locker room. Keep it up. The best is yet to come. Congratulations. A rising tide will always lift all boats. CCW is that. Thank you, everybody. And I am the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. And we are here on that platform that CCW helped build, Sportswire Radio. I will see everybody later. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Oh, the number one, Global Radio.